Good morning all, it is the 4th of May and it's 11 o'clock 2017. How are we all? Good, I hope. I have some news. The news I have is is not too good news, but is news. Update on Ollie from Practical Lawful Dissent. He's been arrested yesterday for non-payment of council tax in the Essex area. So I was let know that somebody had been arrested, non-payment of council tax. It was by a friend of a friend. They're in the Practical Lawful Dissent. They're operating under Article 61, 1215 Magna Carta. So let's give you an update. David Robinson's rang the custody suite this morning and spoke with the detention officer, DCO Cooper, a corporate employee, who confirmed that Ollie was safe and well but had been remanded in custody following a hearing in front of a magistrate yesterday. This may have been by video link, but he was assisted by a duty solicitor. I am not sure if he was also represented. Remand or pre-trial detention or provisional detention is the process of keeping a person who has been arrested in custody before conviction. Those charged with serious crimes may be held in a remand prison until trial or sentencing, so it's unusual that he's been remanded. This raises serious issues with regard to Magna Carta. No imprisonment without trial, and it's concerning, excuse me guys, I'm frogging my throat. It's concerning that the very same issues raised in 1215 are prevalent today. I have to say that when pressed for further information, DCO Cooper became flustered, obstructive, and was clearly pressured. Although she asked 161 Sergeant Bailey Custody Sergeant, who spoke abruptly with me yesterday, for additional information, he was unavailable and left her unsupported and out of her depth, until she felt her only recourse was to hang up the call. I shall be making a formal complaint later today to Police Professional Standards Department and the Chief Constable. It was not possible to obtain information as to how long Ollie would be on remand. No court date, time or location, which raises the sinister possibility that his trial will be held in secret and not open to the public to avoid complications. There have been many times in history throughout the world that people have been oppressed by the state and forced into a corner where peaceful resistance has then resulted in armed and bloody rebellion, as in 1215. The state is obviously going to use more violent methods towards us, and they are happy to use the maximum force to sustain their control. We should not let that happen. I believe we really need to think out our plans to ensure that no harm or injury occurs to anyone. Peace, love and light. The comments are, I'm not sure about everyone else, but not paying your council tax, Magna Carta aside, doesn't seem to be a serious offence. If he'd gone on a drunken rampage, seriously hurting people, maybe, but council tax doesn't qualify for a serious, issue such as a serious offence. It is an offence, it's not a crime, because there's no injured party, there's no victim. It's a corporate entity that's holding you to account. Steve, what does he say? It's way over the top that it should even be a criminal offence. Government by fear and intimidation with the threat of prison, and then doing it before a trial is hardly democracy in action. Another comment, there was no need to remand him in custody, that's ridiculous. Another comment, no crime, shouldn't have been released, shouldn't he have been released after 24 hours, question mark. Human rights lawyers, no judge, magistrates on advice of legal advisor, can't understand it, this is not a crime with physical injury or harm, and clearly he has a bail address. So, what do I have to say about all of this? What do I have to say? More comments. Wait, get some more comments. It's not working. Wait. The criminal corporates have arrested Ollie, holding him in Southend Police Station to force him to appear at Southend Magistrates Court in the morning. This is the first time these impostors have committed high treason against one of us. We cannot allow this to go on without taking action. High treason is everyone's responsibility to report and to stand against it. Apparently, according to Victoria, they're going to conduct a virtual court, so that is an injustice. Cannot be seen to be done by the public, no doubt. This brings high-ranking policy enforcers into the mix, as he has them on notice also. The number for the arresting station and Southend Police Station, Victoria Avenue, Southend-on-Sea. Please record any calls that you make. We need to collect as much evidence as we can on this, but wouldn't you just believe it, I ran out of phone credit about an hour ago. The number 012 454 91491 for inquiries to that station. Let's just go up here so I can get some signal. I want to read some of the comments, and I've got some issues I want to talk over. My Wi-Fi is not working, guys. Get back out in a minute. Go up here. No Wi-Fi, guys. Let me pause this. Okay, let's continue on. We have internet, so some of the comments are time to seize the courts, isn't it? I thought it was only the bailiffs that had fake warrant for him. Does anyone think it might have anything to do with the support notices? There are people calling them criminals. What's he been arrested for? What are the charge? Need to support the family. People are starting to call up the police station and ask them why they've kidnapped one of the family members, one of the brothers of our brotherhood. This is the first time they have openly committed high treason against any one of us who has done the process correctly. This is kidnap and he is being held captive. This is potentially massive. David Robinson, Darren King. David, I can't record on this dinosaur of a phone, but I rang and they confirmed Ollie was still there and going to court tomorrow. The guy did say it's nothing to worry about, and that was all he could tell me. I did try and put an argument forward, but was told it was nothing to do with him. And we'll be down to the investigation. If members can get to the court tomorrow, this will go to help. David, how much notice is needed to prove intent before public buildings can be lawful be taken control of? Sorry, I couldn't record it, but he is still there. And court tomorrow. I hope I have not overstepped the line by ringing out to find this. So people are on it. We're standing up together. Everyone should copy and use this in court and get it impressed on public record. Deny jurisdiction and don't be a name. Give them the birth certificate and get as many people in court as can be a witness. Lazarus Lawrence. See, birth certificate, take it down. This was written in first person mode for those dragged in like Ollie, refusing to stand or just stand and don't sit down, even if asked. Show solidarity. Everybody should copy and carry around. What have we got here? Law for rebellion. What to say if dragged into court. We've got that in Sovereigns on a file. We've copied that file down for you to download. Sovereign paralegals. We'll be uploading them to the website because we are sovereigns. We're sorting this mess out. So how do we try and fix this calamity of which we're in? I've been talking with my brother, who not my blood brother, but my brother is in the family of brothers and sisters, the brotherhood we're in, who helps manage Indigo Child with me, who made me set up Indigo Child, who got me on this mission and track in the first place. We think what we all need to do is not spend any money, not join up to anything, not pay a monthly fee. We reckon what we should all be doing is finding a common to meet on a Sunday. Sunday because most people are actually off working got some time, you know, it's the weekend. I work Sunday to Thursday, so for me, I do mornings one week, PMs next week, mornings one week. Sorry, I'm not working. I'm a servitude for a corporation. I have to serve my servitude or be disciplined for not serving it. I could just give up and not have a slave title and live off the land, but we all know how fun and free and easy that is. Get to Commons, get to town on a Sunday, take tea, take food, biscuits, bake some cakes, homemade things, take things that are nutritious. We all go and meet up in a common on a Sunday. We are peaceful, we don't take alcohol, and we sit there and we chat about stuff. We talk about how life is, we exchange numbers, we get some solidarity going. We need to start local. There's no point me getting in a van and driving somewhere. I live where I live. I live in the East Midlands. People down in London, you can do it in London. Wherever your local immediate area is. I know there's a few people that have linked up to me, this group, Facebook, YouTube, and they come to the moot in Nottingham on the 22nd, and they said that they wanted to help and they was going to go out and start in the community. So our ultimate game, objective and goal would be to strengthen solidarity and support in our immediate communities. By this, I would say find somewhere that's public ground to meet. Now it's summertime, skies are good, temperatures are nice. We'll get some networking going off. We'll get some linking of our ideas, where we are, what we can do, what we could do to support, help. Obviously spread the networks, the websites we've got, Practical Lawful Dissent, our website, any other websites that are willing to contribute and support. This is going to be a massive effort. It's going to involve thousands of people. If it's managed and constructed right, I can see this working out excellently. We don't need Labour or Conservative. They're managed by government, okay? Government manages, all of government manages whoever we pick of all the years. And whoever we've picked, these people manage. We're above these people. We will get rid of these people, thus getting rid of these people, then we will work out a new system to manage it ourselves. It doesn't matter who you pick. It doesn't matter how many police are coming on the street. Labour promised another 10,000 officers, as was reported on the policefederation.org website and on the media. We don't need another 10,000 policy enforcers or revenue collectors in the form of officers from the Met Office that are going to be at our expense, because we know they don't work. What we need is us getting together and sorting stuff out. I want anybody who's got facilities, any ideas, where you live, put in the comments on this video where you live, where the area is, where we can get people together. Then I will make and upload to sovereign paralegals, and other people in other groups on Facebook and websites can do the same, and we'll make a national network list of hotspots where we can meet, of people with, I don't know, a £5, £10 phone with an unregistered SIM in it. Keep it on. This will be our emergency contacts. I have one. I bought a SIM. It's unregistered. It's on the Sovereign Paralegals website. We use these ideas now because the Constitution and the instruments and the paperwork and the unrebutting and the conditional offers and following under Article 61 are falling upon ears that don't like what we're doing, and the regime is under massive amount of stress. Maybe there's a printer in an office at Nottingham Bulk Handling Centre Court, what is it, Nottinghamshire, Northamptonshire Business Court Bulk Handling Centre. They're printing probably X amount of PCNs a week because, you know, whatever rate we'll say it is, 200,000 a week. Now maybe as each person watches a video and joins the group and comes along and wakes up, maybe they've started printing 300,000 a week, 500,000 a week, 700,000 a week. These are indicators to the people that control us that we are rising up, and it will only take 1/3 of the population to feel this way. 1/3 wanting change, 1/3 doesn't know, and 1/3 doesn't want change. Yeah, this third that wants change will be enough people to go and show numbers and force of how we feel and what we would actually like, want, demand, wish, require, and are entitled to. We all know there is something wrong in this system, yeah, and there's been comments made about the blood of our forefathers spilt. Our forefathers have had battles and they've given up lives. The wars, Germany, Hitler, dictatorships, fascism. What's happening now? It's happening again. It's happening in a different way, in a silent way, in all. This is like tentacles of a beast, and the tentacles of this beast are not 8, they're 800, and there's one man. Each man has to fight a beast with 800 tentacles all throughout his life, trying to stay honourable, trying to stay out of the court system, trying to stay in the parameters of which these systems and regulations and codes and practices and statutory regulations and invisible laws, you can't see them. There's no, there's sometimes a sign up, but the language we speak is secret, so it's all non-disclosed, dishonourable. Blood has been spilled on this land. And here we are now, innocent people, honourable people, our brotherhood being locked up for what? Because they didn't give the promissory notes that the beast wants, and the beast must have what it wants, and it will win on all counts. Now, I don't know how to explain this. Masonic, Grandmaster, complete ignorance. We have a system and we've used it, and it's worked with conditional offers and small debts, but when it comes to council tax, we are finding that it's becoming increasingly hard to get any kind of resolution or remedy regarding this. So if you've got one that's worked and you've used it multiple times, and it's some kind of international treaty or international what was the word, or unilateral agreement, international unilateral agreement or something, I don't know, Magna Carta is not going to work in this instance. Conditional acceptances aren't working, instrumentation and uniform codes and things like that. Once you use them, you've started to contract, you've started to get into that game. We don't want to do that, but obviously everybody's got their own ways and their own desires. We can't tell you what to do. No one can tell you what to do. They can advise you, and we can all try different ways and see which ways work. But when it comes to council tax, it seems that the beast must have its way. So what I'm proposing is to put forward enough talking, chatting, posting, putting up, pictures and what we're doing. Yeah, we're going to meetings inside big halls that we're paying £10 to go to get a ticket for. Well, that's great, and we can afford that, some of us, but not all. What we need is back to the roots, what we used to do before. We'd meet up, we'd put signs up, we'd say what we was doing. We can use the digital media networking system and slowly get a networking or a system, a national system of free, available, knowledgeable, bona fide help. And we've got to start talking to each other, and we've got to start becoming one. We've got to be unified, unity. We've got to make ourselves united as one, no matter what colour, what race, what religion. We need to get together, not take any alcohol, not because of any other reason than alcohol only causes problem. It causes people to lose control of their faculties and not think straight. Don't need alcohol at any of these meetings on a Sunday. Find out where you could start. If it's cold and raining and damp and really bad, then find someone that's got a cafe that might be interested, where you could all start off initially. And then after that, find someone who's got, different amenities in the community. It's a community spirit, and that's what we are. We're community in trouble. So we'll leave it at that. And comments, where you are, location, what you can offer, what you're willing to do, what resources you've got, and the common or the area or a place where people can freely meet, take food, drinks, even a big park. Everybody sat having some food in the big park together, even if, it's a high amount of people, it will attract the policy enforcers, and they will come and they will say what you're doing. They will ask if you've got a license, if you've got permission, what your intentions are. They will probably want to search us, maybe try to take some of us away and kidnap and charge us with offences, and you know what to expect. This is the time to show solidarity. If we don't start doing something that is off Facebook, off YouTube, off Twitter, off Instagram, off all the platforms, and get back to this. The real life, the world, meet, talk, swap, see what happens, peacefully, no violence. Anybody sees any violence whatsoever, it's got to be stopped. It cannot be a violent movement. It's not against the law for people to meet up and have food in a common and chat. Peace, love and light, guys.